This is Remix Report with your hosts, DJ JD and DJ J Spring. For the date of
February 10th, 2010.
Hey, welcome to Remix Report episode 13. I'm DJ JD.
I'm DJ J Spring.
And today we're going to talk about the opening DJ. Yeah, it's a pretty hot topic these days.
You've been hearing a lot about it on people's Twitters and even Facebook, especially if you follow a lot of the bigger DJs. I know Riz and Henry from Bezo. They both discussed it a lot. I actually just saw a website mentioned on Twitter, which a lot of you might have seen. It's called theburningbible.com.
Yeah, it talks about basically the 10 commandments of the opening DJ. Gives a list of things the opening DJ should and shouldn't do. And it's a pretty good list. It gives a lot of good things for opening DJs to think about. We don't necessarily agree 100% with everything on the list, but it makes a lot of really good points.
It's a good basic list. There's a few principles that you should follow if you're an opening DJ, and basically you have to understand your spot. And the most important thing is don't try to steal the show from the headliner by playing all the hot songs. If it's even possible, you have to understand these guys who are headlining, who are touring DJs, are touring for a reason. They're all real good, and you're just supposed to go ahead and let them do what they do without trying to steal the show because some of your friends are there at their club early.
Exactly. We'll kind of start by saying, one, we know, because we've opened for a lot of DJs in our career, it's not easy to do.
Not at all.
It's definitely not as easy as some people try and make it out to be. It's a very nerve-wracking experience a lot of times, especially when you're new to it. And B, you really need to know your role as opening DJ. You are the opening DJ. You're not the headliner. You should always be aware of that. Your job is not to steal the show, like Spring said.
Just to keep it going.
Your job is to get the crowd happy and in a mood to dance so that when they come on, they're ready to just explode. So you're not there to impress that DJ either. What's going to impress them the most is you getting the crowd ready the right way and not playing songs that are going to make them piss them off or not playing songs that you shouldn't be playing, which we're definitely going to be talking about a lot more.
Yeah, this is part one of a ongoing little series that we're going to do. This is actually the intro video, I should say, of the series. We're going to go into detail and mention the different sets you might play as an opener, and we're going to recommend some good songs. And as JD mentioned, it can be kind of nerve-wracking, especially if you're a DJ in a big club, and sometimes the headliner doesn't really open till 12 on a weekend. I know that's, when we say 12, we mean Connecticut time, so there would only be 2 hours left after that. But there could be a point where you're DJing for a big crowd for like an hour and a half, and I feel like on Twitter and Facebook, when some people discuss the subject, that people are kind of making it seem like it's a real easy, no-brain thing to do, and it's not really as easy as some people make it out to be, especially when you have a full crowd to play for.
Yeah, if you have people ready to dance for a whole hour and a half before the headliner goes, you're definitely wanting to play what's hot, what's new, what you know absolutely is going to get them going. And you tend to kind of fall back into your routine of when you're headlining maybe at a club on another night of the week, and you're used to playing that hot stuff. And one of the keys to opening is getting a good playlist in order. We're not saying playlist as in you need to have every song in the order that you're going to play them that night, but a group of songs that you know are good for opening that you can pick through as the night goes on. If you don't have a list like that, you're liable to just fall back into your regular routine because you're so nervous because there's all these people dancing, you don't know what to play. You're going to start playing stuff that you probably shouldn't play at that point in the night.
And I definitely agree with what JD just said. And just lost my train of thought. I was gonna say, I was actually gonna say a lot of stuff that you just said, but I can't say anymore because you just said. I was gonna say that's why we're gonna do the series. And at first, I didn't want to talk about this because it was discussed a lot, but now we've been getting a lot of emails, and we kind of feel that it's necessary because it's not that easy. You know? So we're gonna point you in the right direction.
So cool, because it's always been a hot topic. DJs have always been talking about.
And I completely agree with a lot of what JD just said. At first, I didn't really want to discuss this just because it's been discussed pretty well on Twitter and Facebook, as I mentioned. But I feel now that since the topic's out in the open, we should actually be pointing people in the right direction. And we're definitely going to go into detail discussing some good songs to play. I'm not sure I really just agree with everything that was on the burningbible.com, especially the one that said don't play any songs that say to put your hands in the air. You definitely don't want to overdo it and play a lot of scoop, especially early in the early hours when people are still trickling in. You're not going to play scoop or anything like that. But as I mentioned, there could be a big time in the night. You could be playing for an hour and a half for a packed club, and you're not just going to play complete garbage for that hour and a half. So we're definitely going to compile a good list for you guys. We're going to talk about it more in detail.
Yeah, we're going to do this every Wednesday for the next couple weeks, give you lists of songs that you should play. We'll probably give you a couple songs, lists of songs that you shouldn't play, because that's really important too, and hopefully we'll give you guys some good ideas.
A basic format, we're going to talk a bit about a basic format. We're going to talk a lot about early 90s R&B, just R&B in general that keeps it kind of mellow and will help you build up to a good upbeat set to play for the opening crowd. A lot of like Sierra, Chris Brown. We'll also talk about some classic stuff too as well. I think we were talking before. We mentioned that like September by Earth, Wind and Fire, some disco. You said.
Yeah, definitely.
Also maybe like PYT by Michael Jackson, and we'll discuss the fine line. You don't want to play Billie Jean or Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. We'll discuss which ones to play, which ones not to play, as JD said.
Yeah, so stay tuned in the following weeks, and hopefully you guys can learn something. And if you guys have any thoughts on the subject, please let us know in the comments.
Later, guys.
Remixreport.com